the defense or, defense beat the offense. It's more about, just getting plays on video and teaching situations and stuff like that. We've been through an awful lot of situations, which has been excellent. It's been fantastic. I got to see if we can sustain a drive now. We really haven't sustained drives. It's been all situational stuff. So what we're really trying to get accomplished tomorrow is getting, the three groups out there to see if we can, get first downs on third down and critical downs and be able to sustain drives. Can we handle a 8-play drive right now? I don't know, because we haven't done it. So that's going to be the main focus for tomorrow. And they'll all play. It'll be, we did 40 with each group last Saturday. I'm anticipating 40 with each group this Saturday.
I know that, it's got to be proven in the game, but how have you seen Stillen's progress of just making the routine play, getting the ball out of his hands and getting it to his playmakers?
Yeah, we just keep harping on routine plays, and then those things turn into big plays. We've been explosive at times, which I haven't seen since I've been here. So that's coming together. I think they're buying into it. Camp's hard. This has been a tough camp. It's hard everywhere, and so those guys are doing a good job of getting their bodies ready to get out there and play. Just every week, just routine plays, and what you see with those routine plays is more first downs, but more explosive plays too. Because if you're just making routine play after routine play, those things tend to go.
What's the depth of the playmakers at the receiver position at this point? Like the guys that are doing the things you want them to do once they get the ball in their hands.
Yeah, I'm not prepared to talk about a depth chart right now. That's probably going to be a conversation for next week, and that's up to the head coach. So I do feel good about, we know what Dane can do. We know what Jacory can do. We know what Isaiah can do. It's good getting Isaiah back. He was out for about a week, and he's back out there practicing right now. So those are experienced guys. If you look behind them, Wood has had an outstanding camp, got rewarded with a single digit, and I think he put his best practice together. Yeah, not today, but yesterday we had a pretty physical practice, and he was potentially one of the most physical guys that we had out there yesterday. So we're good with that. And then, the other ones are young guys. They're freshmen. It's Cortez, it's Quinn, it's Keelan. See what they can do. Those guys have been progressing and happy with where we're at from a depth perspective.
Obviously, last year, one of the things you talked a lot about with the wide receiver group was blocking. Wide receivers and tight ends, just how's the perimeter blocking been so far?
Yeah, I've been very pleased with it. We've worked it a lot. When we say physicality and toughness, we're not just talking about the O-line, right? Everybody wants to say you're a physical offense because you got big, girthy O-linemen that can come off the ball with good pad level. That's true. But it's all 10, even the quarterback to a certain extent has to play with physicality and toughness. So, happy with where it's at. We've had a lot of perimeter drills. We've had a lot of one-on-one blocking, and those guys know how important it is. Dane Key has no issue with getting inside, digging out a linebacker if he's asked to do so. So, in tight ends as well. They're kind of more in the O-line world with front stuff and point of attack and striking people, but then they're gonna motion out, and they're gonna have to be durable and mobile on the perimeter with good technique and good pad level. I've been very pleased with that.
How would you characterize what kind of camp Dylan's had?
I think good. He's he took one day off just because I usually do that after like 2 weeks, give the quarterback a break. From a you have a recovery day, and then I give him another day. It's just for the arm. Nothing was wrong. It's just, but other than that, he's been out there playing every play, playing every rep, playing every period. It's different when he's out there, just from, the communication, the confidence, just making routine plays and getting the other ones to come along with them. So his leadership is outstanding. The play is fantastic. He's making throws that I've never seen before, to be honest with you. So, he's in a good spot, and he's ready for game day.
How much do you think he's improved physically? Have you seen that show up?
Yeah, I don't worry about him in the pocket. He's big, he's physical. He can kind of bounce off people and stuff like that. But we do a lot of scrambling with him. Like whether it's boots or nakeds or or just like him getting out of the pocket, extending plays. I see that like really advanced right now, just compared to what it was last year. Just like, and it was a focus for us, and we were making him do it. I'm like, don't throw this one. You need to scramble this one, and so he has scramble, and we're really getting the receivers to understand and buy in to the play ain't over. You need to get to where you need to be able to make plays. So his ability to extend plays, I think, has improved. Him running downfield, getting first downs and stuff, we don't let him do that right now. That's just going to be a game time. If he got it and he needs it, then he can go get it. But I have seen improvement when it comes to that.
How does the GoPro film kind of help with all of that?
Sometimes it's comedy. It's really good from a communication, like what he hears from me to what he tells people. Checks, just different things that he's saying. Flipping calls, and then the fun part is when they snap the ball, and they just start running around, and if they make a play, what their celebration sounds like, what if they miss a play, what their vocabulary sounds like. That part of it's pretty interesting.
You had mentioned last time you were up just about the good things Mekhi Nelson was doing and not missing many assignments and all that stuff. How have you seen him respond to that praise since then?
Yeah, I didn't have to kick his ass. So good. He's still young. He's a freshman. He hasn't played in a football game. I can say the same thing about Mosey. Ike. Ike's made a whole lot of plays. Both those guys. It's going to be interesting to see, what their demeanor is, moving forward into game week, and then obviously what happens when it's real live bullets. But they've both done a solid job. Quentin Ives was out there today. He's back for the first time, so it's good to get a dude that's a little bit older, that's played in games. Quentin scored a touchdown in the bowl game and liked what his demeanor was when he was out there. So we've really developed a room where we were concerned because of young guys, what we were going to get to what is now very competitive. And right now they know every time they line up out there that they're fighting for playing time. Who's going to be the second guy that goes out there right now? I don't know. We got Saturday will be a big step. Okay, but we don't know who the second guy is going to be out there right now. I've even put in some two-back sets because I feel good about that group. I didn't think I'd be putting in two-back sets just because I didn't know what I was going to see, but they've progressed, so we'll do a little bit of two-back.
How would you assess the number 2 quarterback spot? As Jalen obviously had to leg up to start. Has anything changed much with that discussion as you assess that number 2 spot?
Yeah, it's a competition. Okay, so what I said, with Jalen, we know what we got in Jalen. Okay, he's a competitive kid that's played in games, that's older, that knows the system, that operates. But TJ's a very talented young kid, and so those guys they're going about equal reps right now, and we will keep evaluating that one as well.
Bonner, right when you got here, some of the things he could do, but how have you seen him grow in the year or so you've been around? Not quite a year, but to get that single digit like you did.
Yeah, hard work, man. I mean, he physical, hard work, does everything you ask him to do. Swiss Army knife, so to speak. I mean, he can flex out and run any routes that we want him to do. We can, move him in and use him in the run game as well. So he's going to do a lot. He's a great special teams player. He's a great leader. Doesn't say a word, just gets out there and plays his tail off with extreme physicality just every single play. So he's going to play a lot. You're going to see number 4 out there thumping people and running routes and making plays as well.
How and why? Tell me more about Latif. Like, how was he advanced? What's his camp look like?
Yeah, he's talented. He's very talented. He's got a thick lower body, so his ability, his mobile ability to be able to keep plays alive is really good. I think he'll tuck it and go and be like a running back type threat. But he was here in the spring, and so this is his 4th time with the install. We did it in winter, we did it in spring, we did it in summer, now we did it in camp, and so it's starting to make more sense to him. So he's able to communicate. He's calm in the huddle. That GoPro for him is critical to hear what he says and what he gets from me and how he says it. And the more reps he gets, the better he's going to be. And so happy for him to put himself in that position. I didn't know if he would, but he has.
Hey Dana, you guys had Tank Dell, it looked like, out at practice last week. You had made comparisons in the past between Ja'Cory and him. What do you think Ja'Cory got out of that interaction?
I think he got some confidence. Ja'Cory's best week of practice since I've been here. I mean, he is playing extremely fast. He's playing extremely free. He's making plays. We know what kind of a energy guy he is. I mean, everybody sees the energy that he brings, but he's bringing energy between the whistles now. I love Tank. I mean, the Texans they went to the Greenbrier up in West Virginia for some joint practices and stuff, and so he was just chilling at in Houston. So we brought him up to be around. I wanted to be around him for a couple of days. He's going through a lot just based on the injury and all that. So he's family to me. He's family to DeKeel and Logan. So having him around was good for him. It was good for us. And then he spent some time with the receivers just to be real with them. They hear it from us, but they're hearing it from a guy that does it at a high level in the NFL. And so I thought that his presence rubbed off on our players. And I think that him and Ja'Cory hit it off. They're Florida kids. They're similar type players. And so I just think some of the stuff that Tank said to Ja'Cory, I can see it translating into how he's playing. Because, Tank understood how to play fast. And Ja'Cory's learning and understanding how to play fast.
Scrimmage, and you mentioned seeing if they can extend drive. I mean, this may be a stupid question, but for what you're looking for, is it as simple as seeing if guys can just make plays to extend the drive? I guess what are you looking for to see how much?
Well, that and being able to do it over the course of 7, 8, 9, 10 plays, right? So usually just common practice is 4 plays you're out, and receivers every couple plays, which you're always going to rotate those guys, but the quarterback, the running back, the tight end, the O-line, being able to stack 7, 8, 9, 10 plays, being able to sustain drives is being able to, make routine plays and get first downs and be able to stay out there. I mean, that's just where we're at. We got to see if we're going to be able to do that.
What do you kind of need to see from young running backs to feel comfortable?
It's always ball security. It's assignment and alignment. Just being in the right spots. That's critical. It sounds funny, but it's step number one. And then just, being able to hang on to the ball, and finish runs. Being physical, pass protection is a huge part of that. They're going to be able to step up in there and thump. I thought Emmett's been outstanding from a pass protection point of view, and those young guys need to continue to get better at it. That's just a technique thing and a toughness thing, and those guys are doing a good job. They just need to keep getting better with it.
Talking with Coach Raiola after, what have you seen from his offensive line and where you can be looking statistically with those guys tomorrow?
Yeah, continuity is what kind of stands out, and we've probably got our top 8 right now, and those guys are how they play together, how they're coming together and playing together as one. I think is huge. We got a good, solid, older group. It's great to have Teddy back. It's great to have Turner back. Henry missed a lot of the spring and stuff like that. Those guys are older. And they're big, they're physical, they're experienced, but the unit coming together as one is what I've seen in camp. And I think we're playing at a high level up front right now. Awesome. Thank you all.
Coach just said, he feels good about a top 8 on that O-line. Is this the best you've felt, a couple weeks out from a season about your depth as far as how it stretches?
I mean, as an offensive line coach, you're always, preparing for the worst, right? So, but I think going into a training camp, the whole overall unit has been the best since we've been here. And, I was talking to Coach Cooley, my assistant, the other day, and we haven't seen too many units that we've been around that's been this deep from, the top group to the last guy on the roster. So, we're excited to be able to, go to work with them every day and just keep focusing on improving and, just playing to our standard.
size up the tackle situation right now? You've got 4 or 5 good options. Where does it stand in your mind?
It's still wide open. Guys are battling. We got a lot of guys with really good experience. Gunner shows up, Turner's back, Teddy's back. You got Tyler Kanak over there, right? Obviously Pritchett is here, so they're all battling. They're all working hard, and at the end of the day, we're gonna play the guy that's gonna execute and play with our technique and play with the effort that's required for us to be a championship level team.
Wide open. When do you want to have it decided?
Probably game day.
One of the things that Dylan has been working on with the offensive line is protections. How have you seen that partnership?
Oh, it's awesome. He's a very cerebral kid. Obviously growing up with a dad as a center, that was what he was taught growing up, and then just the communication between him and the offensive lineman and the comfort level that they have on and off the field has really grown. Just for him being in year 2, and so it's really a constant work in progress, right? But in the protection world, we want to get it right, and we want to make sure that we take care of our running backs as well and allow them to get out on routes too. So we try to get that thing right. So.
You mentioned Turner being back. I mean, what have you kind of seen from him working back from that injury? Because that was a pretty long process.
For sure. He attacked it every day. You face adversity in life. You can do one or two things. You can fight, right? Or you can act like I'm not going to say the word, right? But, you just keep, and he attacked it every day. For him to be back this soon is a credit to him and his mentality and how he approaches everything, right? So really excited. He still looks like Turner, Corcoran, right? Like how he's looked in the past. So just getting him back in shape and getting the rhythm back and all that stuff, so.
Matt, when we talked to him last weekend, said that if it shakes out that Elijah and Gunner are the top 2 tackles, that you guys would have no problem moving Gunner over to the right side. How much is he practicing both sides tackle during camp, or is he just mainly doing the left tackle stuff?
We rotate guys all the time. Not only Gunner, we work a lot of guys in different spots. Not only, for this season, but when you get to the NFL, and if you're a guy that gets there, you're gonna have to learn how to be versatile and play on both sides. So, we work a lot of guys on both sides. We work, different guys at guard and center. So, and because in the past, you never know what's gonna happen. So we're just focused on trying to figure out who the best 5 is, and on August 28th, that's who's gonna roll out there and do their jobs.
What do you want to see from Pritchett as you kind of challenge him here the last 2 weeks before kickoff? And what do you want to see from Elijah Pritchett as you guys close in on Cincinnati?
Just focusing on, the stuff that we talk about and the stuff that we teach. It's always a process. This is year 4 for some of those guys in that room, right? It's a process, learning new techniques and new system, different offense, right? Different calls. So just continuing to attack the process, right? Continue building the discipline that's needed to be a consistent offensive lineman for 60-plus minutes.
Donovan, when we talked to you in the spring, you brought up watering the bamboo a lot. Can you explain a little bit more on what that means to you and how it applies to your room?
The whole thing about the bamboo, right? You talk about watering the bamboo, right? You water it every day. It takes about 3 years for it to hit the surface, right? But under the surface is building that foundation, and the roots are stretching out, right? And after your 3rd year, that thing shoots up about 60 feet in 2 weeks or something like that. So, it's for everybody, right? Not just the older guys, the younger guys. I think that's, and we're taking. Along with that, we're taking that white belt mentality, whereas even though you might be a black belt in something, right, a martial arts kind of term, right, you always you go back to like you're a beginner and keep focusing on the process. And, it's all repetition, repetition, right? You think about Navy SEALs, right? They go to war and, they're fighting for their lives. They're fighting for our lives, right? And, it takes repetition for them to be in that chaos and just focus on their training. And so same thing for us, right? We're not getting shot at and those things, but right, it's the repetitions that you put in, and then when you go out to play against a defense in practice or different teams, right, you just fall back to your training, and that's what we're focused on.
How much does it help to have those older guys like Rocco, who they didn't play right away when they started college football either, and do they help the younger guys with that to see their progress even though they're not, at the top yet?
Absolutely. One thing, with this unit now, the standard's it's been a long time coming. Thinking back to when we first got here, I always thought of Nebraska offensive lines were those dominant units that, take over games, and in the fourth quarter, the defense is so beat up that they can't stop you, right? So I give credit to a lot of guys along the way that's upheld that standard every day in that room. From the first day we got here, I think of guys like Trent Hickson, Ethan Piper, Joey Mancino. You got Turner Corcoran, you got Teddy Prohaska, Henry Lutovsky, Justin Evans, right? You got all these guys that have been here since we first got here, and now the room is healthy, right? You see guys like Rocco in meetings turning around to Gibby and like, hey, and Gibby's on the film, right? You see Justin taking Jake and Sam under his wing, and kind of they all work together, right? It's just a special unit. It's a special room to be a part of because it's truly player-led. Right, and our jobs as coaches is just to make sure the standard is the standard, and we just keep that thing going.
I know Turner's been at left tackle for you mostly, but he can play anywhere. Where does he get the bulk of his reps now that he's back?
He's been getting both tackle spots right now, and he takes snaps on the side as well. So, Turner's a cerebral guy. He's super smart. He understands everyone's jobs in the field. So, he can. I think he could be an all-5 guy. If we need him to play guard, put him in here, whatever, right? And then he's always, emergency center because he's so smart.
Anything else for Coach?
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
Questions for Justin?
Justin, how veteran does this offensive line group feel? Coach Raiola said there's 8 of you guys, and he said one of the older groups you can recall in terms of experience. Just as you guys work as a unit, does it feel like a veteran unit out there day to day?
Yeah, absolutely. It feels like a veteran unit. When I first got here, they were the older guys to me, so they have brought me along since I got here as a freshman. And it's a lot of experience across the board from Henry, myself, Turner, Teddy, obviously Rocco. Coming from a program like that, we have no reason why we shouldn't win.
How inspirational has it been to watch Teddy and Turner in particular recover from these injuries over many years?
Yeah, it's been very inspirational. Just watching Turner battle through his adversity throughout his career. It hasn't been a single day where he hasn't gotten up and came in the building with a positive mindset. And with Teddy, same thing. Everybody knows Teddy's career has been up and down, but he just stays neutral the whole time. And it's inspiring to see, just because those guys, no matter what they go through, they're still coming in with their head on their shoulders with a positive attitude every day.
How much patience do you have to have as an O-lineman? It feels like a position where it sometimes takes until at least that third year until you kind of get what you want. How much do you have to have it, and how much do you try to pass that on to younger guys?
You need a lot of patience in that room, just because offensive lineman is one of the hardest positions, in football. You need all 5 guys to do their job. And, when you have new additions, it takes the time to, get everybody acclimated. But, that just comes with it,
You were working on your voice, being a more vocal guy. Last time we talked to you, how do you think that's been growing into that center role?
It's improved tremendously. Like last year I didn't say too many words, but I feel like this year I've been embracing my role and speaking up when I need to speak up and just addressing things that need to be addressed within the team and in my position room.
How do you go about building that? It's one thing to do reps on the field, but how do you do reps of talking more?
It's all about relationship, off the field. Because if we don't have a relationship off the field, it's not going to show on the field. So we just been building that throughout this whole off season, just hanging out with each other as small as playing card games together, you know, just hanging out, just building that brotherhood and that relationship. Because I know if I can trust you off the field, I know I'll be able to trust you on the field when I need you the most.
What have you seen from Dylan at the line of scrimmage, being able to command the offense better this offseason and now into fall camp?
You know, Dylan is improving every day. We all know, like, he's probably one of the smartest people I've been around, the most mature for his age. You know, he's embraced his role as well as a leader, as the quarterback of this team, you know, leading guys in the right direction, you know, speaking positivity to us, and just we're following in his footsteps because once the quarterback leads the team, we all just follow him and everybody follows suit.
Justin, I know Cam Jurgens spoke to the team at some point in the spring. I mean, obviously that's a pretty premier center job, and he came out of here. Have you gotten to know him at all? Have you gotten a chance to talk with him just about the job?
Yeah, I've gotten to talk to him when he's been here a little bit. You know, a lot of the older guys that played with him, like Teddy, Henry, Turner, you know, the guys that have been around him, they give me like some encouragement, like, hey, sometimes Cam used to do this, I've seen him do that. So just living through them, because I didn't get a chance to play with him, but I've seen what he can do, and that has been very helpful too.
Justin, we got our first look at the new alternate uniforms today. Your thoughts on them?
Oh, I haven't even seen them yet, so I'll go look at that after this.
They're all black.
Okay.
All good? All right. Thank you, Justin.
Thank you. Have a great day.
heading into year 2?
I think that was good for me. It allowed me to develop as a player, kind of see how things worked around here, and just figure out how I could best help the team, especially coming into this year. Coach Schwartz has instilled a lot of confidence in me, and that's just helped me a lot being out in the field and making an impact.
What is your relationship like with him?
Coach Schwartz, it's amazing. He's one of the best things that ever happened to me as a coach. Like I said, he instills a lot of confidence in me, and he trusts me, and it just makes me want to go out there and play my hardest every play.
How has he done that? Like, how is he building you up?
I think he's brought our room really tighter. I think that helps, and we have a really tight connection, and I think just the way he talks to me and the way he's helped me through bad practices and good practices, and how he talks to me has really helped me be confident and play my best.
How much Nebraska football did you grow up with? Like, how much did you know about it, about your dad, about just Nebraska in general?
A ton. It's always been part of me. I can remember Halloween as a 7-year-old. I'm dressing up as a Nebraska player, walking around town with a helmet on, and it's just been really special throughout my life. Always grown up with the orange ball trophy on the wall, and pictures of my dad throughout the house. So it's been really special to me, and it's a blessing to be here for sure.
Orange Bowl trophy, like a picture of it, or the actual?
I think it's like a little. Yeah.
I think Graham's dad mentioned in the spring, working with you and Mackay on the scout team last year, and just watching you guys make plays, and now taking it up a notch to a different level. How big was that, working with those guys and gaining that confidence through that?
I think that was really important. I think just going out there on scout team, just knowing your role and just doing your best at it, because that helps the starters, and that helps they get the best look in practice. They're able to execute in the game, and it also builds your confidence. I think that me being on scout team last year has helped me a lot coming into this year, and I'll have a bigger role, and I think that's helped me just grow my confidence and be able to make plays.
Is it fun to watch? Obviously, you're climbing, but Mackay is too, and I'm sure there's some other guys that were kind of in that same bracket as you.
Yeah, it's definitely good to see the people that you came in with, the freshmen you came in with, just growing as players. And we're all out there making plays. We're all happy for each other, and we're in here working every day together. So it's really important to me to just see some of my friends, my boys, just succeeding on the field.
How much further ahead do you think this offense is compared to maybe a year ago, just with where it's at and the pieces you have in place?
Yeah, I think Coach Holgorsen's done a great job. I think we're just going to be able to execute better. We're more used to his system, and we work on it every day. So I think it'll be elite.
What's the excitement level for you getting to open the season at Arrowhead?
It's super exciting. I've never been to Arrowhead Stadium. I think it'll be interesting. A little away, but it's really a home game. I know we'll have our fans there, and I think it'll be exciting, and we'll be out there ready to play.
What do you like about your role in the offense? Are you playing mostly on the outside so far?
Yeah, I've been playing outside. I like my role. I think it'll grow as I continue to get better as a player, and I just think from here we just got to keep practicing, just keep getting better as a team.
You appeared to catch Coach Holgorsen's eye last season pretty quickly after he arrived. How did that affect the reps, the squad you were working with, and all that?
I think Coach Holgorsen trusts me. I think he knows I can make plays, and even with Mackay, just us working out there, being young guys, but we're showing what we can do, and I think he respects that, and he sees that and sees how he can use us.
What have you learned from Dane Key? What has he brought to the wide receiver room?
Dane Key's definitely brought some wisdom to the wide receiver room. He's always we have a bad practice, he's bringing us up. We have a bad rep, he's telling us how we can do better. And and that goes both ways. If he's not doing what he needs to do, we'll help him out too. And I think that shows how tight our receiver room has become, and just what we can do as an offense.
Have you guys picked up the blocking? As far as the emphasis of it, how important has that been to hit the blocks?
Definitely, the emphasis on blocking on the perimeter has been huge. We work on it every day, and I think that'll show once the season comes for sure.
From being in the weight room and going through the nutrition program too, just how have you maybe developed physically since you've gotten here?
The nutrition program's done a great job. They've definitely been on me about eating and getting my weight up, and Coach Campbell does an amazing job in the weight room of helping us develop as players. And I think that's just a really important part of this program, just what we do off the field, to develop ourselves as players and continue to be great.
How many calories do you have to eat maintain where you're at?
We don't have like a calorie count, but a lot of food. Like we eat a lot for sure. We're blessed here, and you know they do a good job to take care of us.
Is there a number of meals that you end up eating everything?
3 meals a day and a lot of snacks for sure.
Is there any weight gains or speed gains or metrics like that you're proud of since you arrived?
Definitely, I think everything that's gotten better since I've arrived. I've gotten heavier. My weight's gotten better. I've gotten stronger, more muscle mass, less body fat, and so you know they just do a great job of developing us and you know just helping us be better players.
That's right. Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thanks.
We loved him. The whole team loves him. We all loved him. And hope our fans come out to the USC game and rock their black. I think it's something special. And I think, honestly, to show that a uniform can define, oh, we're going to win this game because we're wearing this. You know, it's our process, it's our journey, it's what we've been through together. So that's just what I wanted to start with, and floor is yours.
What was the photo shoot process like?
So we went to like Seward, Nebraska. It was like 40 minutes. And we were basically like dressed in the car, and we went out there. It was nighttime. The bugs were crazy, and I was just getting eaten by bugs, and we all were. But it was pretty cool. I've never been inside like a cornfield, and to actually see the husk of a corn. I asked if I could take one home, but they said this is one of our donors, so don't touch it. So I was like, they got it. So yeah.
Was that the first time you saw the uniforms when you were getting ready to go to do that photo shoot?
No, I saw them back when I first got here. So yeah, I love them. They're sweet.
When you first got here, like 2 years?
Oh no, like this summer,
Oh.
like when the uniforms first got here. Yes, ma'am.
Did you guys?
I was with Vincent Shavers and Jeremiah Charles, and kind of jump scared them because we were shaking the branches and making loud noises because it was dark, and you know, in the video the lights were flickering, so they couldn't really see unless the light was showing, so we could kind of jump scare them if we wanted to. So it was fun. It was a cool shoot.
Have you guys talk Rule into doing an alternate jersey? Because he hasn't been about that so far.
Yeah, I don't know how much talking in I needed to do with him. It was kind of, he was ready for it, and yeah, like I said earlier, it's not a uniform that's going to make us win or something that we do, but it's our every single day process of what we believe and what we stand on in this football program.
How are you doing health-wise, physically? I mean, just getting through now 17 practices. I mean, where are you at this point in camp?
Yeah, I feel tremendously great. My body's in the best shape it's been in. Not tired at all. Sleeping great. Recovering 3 times a day, morning, after practice, and at night before I head home. So just taking that next step of taking care of my body is the biggest thing for me, just so that I can give my teammates my 100% best. And I think they deserve that, and I know they deserve that. So that's the least I can do for them.
What's your weight in camp? Like, what are you trying to keep your weight at around camp right now?
Yeah, it's like 225, 230, and it's right now it's more of a maintain. There's no gain and losing, none of that. It's more how I feel and how I'm moving. So feel like I've been moving the best I've been since I've been in college, and look to just keep it there. And at the end of the day, it's really my body comp, and my body comp's right. So that's we're very excited about that.
Your offensive coordinator said a moment ago that you're making throws he's never seen before, and he's a very accomplished coach. What does it mean to hear that type of praise from him?
I think it means everything. A coach that trusts his quarterback to throw the ball, and it makes it easy when you have guys like Dane Key and Jacory and Isaiah to throw the football to, just to put it up in the area, and they'll come down with the catch. So, yeah, it's a throw, but at the end of the day, it's O-line blocking, it's the running back stepping up and pass pro, and then the receivers going up and snatching the football. So it's a full 11-man effort to make one throw happen.
He said Jacory had one of his best weeks of practice, and we obviously talked with Tank Dell some. What have you seen out of Jacory just lately?
Well, since he's been in that single digit, he's been playing a little different. That's been his number for a little while. But no, all jokes aside, he's worked his tail off. You know, we had Tank Dell come in and kind of talk to him about his journey, and they're kind of like identical football players. Like, you put them next to each other, they're exactly the same. And so it was just cool to hear Jacory, open up his mind, open up his ears, and just listen to how he, goes out throughout his process. And, he's dealing with some adversity right now with his injury. So, Jacory took that, and he's just been running with it ever since. I mean, we see how special he is. But to see that he's continuing to get better, it's pretty special to see as his quarterback.
Where would you say you've improved most from last season?
Just overall command of the offense. It's not just, I'm going to throw the ball, I'm going to get us into the right checks. It's more understanding why we're running the football play, what we're running it against, and what are things that can beat us in this play, or what are things that we can beat the defense in this football play. So I think just the overall command of the offense, and yeah, I feel comfortable right now.
There are a couple other guys on offense that have earned single digit jerseys with Bonner and Dane. What, in your opinion, makes them deserve those?
Yeah, those two dudes embody everything that it means to be a Husker football player, from off the field, on the field, classroom recovery, football, studying, and just great teammates. Those dudes come in every day and they put their best foot forward, and their teammates recognize that. And I think being voted a single digit at this program is not just, I'm going to wear this number on Saturdays, but you earn it, and it's deserved, and I think that you should celebrate it. I think they should be well recognized for that.
Dylan, how has Dana challenged you this year to get out of the pocket, use your legs a little bit more?
He just wants me to play quarterback, whether that's getting up out the pocket to save a play or staying in the pocket, taking a shot, and throwing the ball down the field. So when the windows are there to run, I'll run. When it's time to throw the football, I'll throw the ball. So it's just a matter of how the play unfolds and what we're trying to accomplish within that 6 seconds of a play.
Dylan, Dana talked about TJ Lateef, the jump that he's made. What have you seen from him? How much are you trying to help TJ kind of come along here as a newcomer?
Yeah, he's taken tremendous strides. I mean, quickly as a freshman to come in and learn this system. It's not easy, and to do it in the amount of time that he's done it, it's pretty cool. Our whole room is a group effort of trying to make sure we're all on the same page. We all take group tests, and everyone's held to the same standard. And TJ's gone in there and learned what he's needed to learn in the film room, and then go out on the practice field and execute it. So, I've been trying to help every single one of them. I feel when I can be able to explain to them what the offense is or what it means, it helps me learn. So, when it comes to that, it's like iron sharpening iron.
Been here about 19 months, I think, at this point. How have you seen the program really change and grow from the time you got here as a true freshman to now as about to be your sophomore?
Yeah, it went from begging guys to do things to now it's what's the standard, and it doesn't have to be explained to anybody. Guys just embody everything that you ask them to do. It's recovering, it's sleep, it's studying, it's being around your teammates. They've done a great job of that, and I believe that we can do something special this year. But we're 13 days away, so we'll find out pretty soon.
What was Rule play in being able to gather that culture together, especially since you've gotten here?
I think you just look at what he's done in the past, and all you can do is trust his process, and you see it works. We've done a lot of things together as a football team, whether it's different position groups going to breakfast or going to each other's houses, game nights, things like that, to really bring us together, because sometime this season down the stretch, we're going to need each and every one of each other to make a play, make a stop, or we're down 2 scores and we got to come back and win within 5 minutes of the game. So it all comes down to everybody in that building over there and what we believe.
Usually the QB is one getting a lot of recognition on the football team. This week, Archie got global recognition for what happened where you're standing. As a team, what was that like to see, and how did you come together to support him after that moment?
Yeah, we showed the clip in the team meeting, and I think myself, I got chicken skin seeing that. I remember when Archie came on his visit, and his parents came from Australia, and they're just explaining like the travel to get here, and I couldn't really believe that this is what they got to do to be in Lincoln, Nebraska, right? So, I mean, I think he deserves all the praise that he's getting. That's hard. I mean, it's like trying to learn a German language and we speak English. I don't really know any other way to put it. He's kicking in yards out here, but he's normally kicking in meters back home. And then we've joked around and asked him, but it's a real transition. And you kind of just plop him down in the middle of the United States, and he's kind of got to learn and grow up quick. And we've seen nothing but that from him. The guys have surrounded him with love and open arms, and it's pretty cool to watch someone roll left, kick left, roll right, kick with his right foot, and then roll left and kick with his left back to the. It's just he's got every single thing in his bag, and it'd be pretty cool to see. Hopefully not a lot, but see him punt some balls in the game.
What have you seen from Quinn Clark this fall camp, and what kind of impact do you think that he can make in the offense?
I think he's just competed. He's competed all camp. That receiver room is extremely competitive, and when it's time to line the ball up and play, Quinn's ready to go. He knows both positions on the field, on the outside, so someone goes down or someone needs a breather, he can step in and go play. So for him, it's been a learning curve just because he's learning both sides of the field at the receiver position. But I think he's done a great job. He makes plays, and his teammates love him just because of how hard he competes.
Following up on that, the wide receiver room seems to be, after a few guys, really long on talent, but next to no experience. Which of those guys have kind of stepped it up and you think may see the field a lot this year?
I mean, without giving away my hand, I think they all can play. Cortez and even just like Quinn. Quinn's going into his second year, but he hasn't played last year. And I think the experience is all great. But at the receiver position, I do strongly believe that they can still ball out with no experience. It's just a matter of how hard and how much effort you put into each snap. And I think those guys are ready for that. They're challenged every day by Coach Shorts. He's really elite at what he does. And he gets his guys to play for the football team, for the offense, and they just, they block, they catch footballs, they make contested plays. Like, you can't ask for much more than to know they're going to be in the right spot and make plays. That's really what they're there to do.
It's really busy for you right now, but your brother played on national television
Yeah.
yesterday. Did you get a chance to see that? And
Absolutely. I was so juiced up. I felt like it was my own game. I woke up, I threw my Buford tee on, went in, got my recovery and meetings and all that stuff, and then I rented out the rooftop at Barry's. I think it was like 5:45. I had all my teammates over. We all watched on the big screen up there. So that's just another instant of guys showing up for each other. When I walked up there and like half the team was already there before I even got there, and I wasn't late by any means, but they were all there. It just wanted to show like this team's going to be special, and just those little things. But no, yeah. Speaking of my brother, I'm proud of him. He balled out. He deals with a lot, and I'm not gonna sit here and sugarcoat that. He's out there doing his thing, and to open up on ESPN and their stadium is beautiful, $62 million, and yeah, I'm just proud of him. My family is, and he did a great job last night. I'm proud of him.
He challenged you in a longest ball competition. I saw you threw about 65 yards. I mean, I'm sure you can. I mean, you guys ever try to see you can go further?
No, but he might be able to get me. I don't know. We could maybe video that and put it out there or something. But no, it was funny. Like, the offense doesn't really change much, and the coordinator sent over the call sheet, and I was kind of going through it, just watching the game, kind of messing around on it, and when I saw them run that motion, I knew exactly what he was going to run because we ran the same play when I was there. And he launched it down the field. Didn't know if he was throwing to the post, but he ended up throwing to the wheel. And like I don't know, he was under center, came out. I got out of my chair, started screaming. The guys had some juice, and it was number 2. So Jacory was right next to me, and he's screaming yeah too, and I'm screaming yeah dates. Like it was sweet.
Did you get a chance to stay up late enough to see him make the Sports Center top 10 list?
No, I was asleep by then, but I did see the nominee, so that was pretty cool. I think it's every kid's dream to be on Sports Center top 10. I hope I get on that one day, but he got that one up on me. So it was awesome. Thank you guys.